it's an attachment issue that they have. You got to
like
detach. I had a girl I was just with like 2 months ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I got with her for like one night, and the next day she just confessed, I'm in love with you. I'm in love
Damn,
with
bro.
you. She lives in Spain. I'm like, how are we going to make this work? The next day she's talking about terms of service. And I'm like, do I look like an electronic to you? Or like,
It's like, so these are my conditions.
these are
and
my
then-
conditions. These are the terms of service, you know?
And you're like, slow down. Who are you?
I'm like, that's a headache already. You got to detach.
Welcome to Riches and Rags, episode number 21, I think we are at. I guess today is Justin Jew from, it's called, what's the name of your business?
Kimju Photography.
Kimju Photography, and
Yes,
that's
sir.
your father, right?
Yes, sir.
Right on. So I hope to talk about a lot of cool stuff today because you're also into things like cars and fitness, like working out, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what would you say your primary thing is, like, that you enjoy the most that you're doing at the moment?
Yeah, it's bringing out the best in people, photographing people. That's what brings me the most fulfillment in my life. It brings me the most joy. I love bringing around families, high school seniors, kids, business professionals, babies, maternity sessions. I love to create. I'm a creator. That's what I do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because you were kind of born into the business practice with your father having started the business. Was he the one who initially started the business?
Yeah, he opened up the studio in 1976.
Damn.
So we've been in business for almost 50 years,
Whoa.
which is pretty crazy.
Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have 2 older brothers. They're both 10 years older than me. One lives here in town, and then I have a sister. She's also a year younger than me. But I'm the only one in the business that caught the camera bug. So
Okay.
yeah, it's just me.
So there was no competition with the siblings to inherit the family legacy.
There's no competition. My brothers, they were in sales.
Okay.
My sister was a retoucher, but I'm the only one that's a photographer, and I'm the only one that kind of kept on with the business. So
Was there any familiar pressure to adopt the business in any sort of way, or was it more of the just pure enjoyment on your end?
pure enjoyment, but definitely a little bit of pressure because there's some huge shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Being with my dad, so he's photographed every president since Jimmy Carter.
I was just about to say, I was
Yeah.
told that this weekend. And how many presidents back is that? 12?
Jeez, I don't know how many. At this point, it's like countless.
Can we
but,
check that out from which president it was?
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter.
So he's photographed
How
both
many
Bushes.
presidents?
He's photographed Obama, Hillary Clinton.
That is
He's
so wicked
photographed
cool.
Bill Clinton.
Wow. And do they come to Albuquerque into his studio to do the shoot, or did he go to do?
Yeah, so when they run their campaign trails, their political campaign trails, and when Obama came here for Rio Rancho in 2008, he came down there and shot him. But sometimes some celebrities are taken in the studio. A lot of it is on location. So it just depends on the shoot.
And have you ever personally shot a president with photography?
Not yet.
That's a weird thing to
but,
say.
I'm getting there.
Okay, that's awesome, man. I wish you the best luck with the next one, or whichever one you want to. Man, so Jimmy Carter was the 39th, and we have 52 now. We're at number 52? What number are we at for presidents? Because here's where we like watch the reaction videos and do the fact checking and stuff.
Okay.
46 shows how much of a patriot I am. So 39 to 46. That's 8 presidents.
Yeah.
9 maybe.
Something like
I
that.
can't count either.
Right. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's dope. How old were you when you first started picking up a camera?
I picked it up when I was 13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so I started with landscape photography, and I just grabbed my sister her little point and shoot camera. I kind of grew up in the East Mountains in Cardwell, and so we grew up on 4 acres of land and just a lot of mountain scenery. And so I just took the camera out one day. This is back when we had a snowstorm, and I just fell in love with the landscapes that I took. Came back, processed the roll of film, and looking back, it happened to be on Valentine's Day. And so ironic, it kind of happened to be like my first true love, picking up the camera that day.
Damn, dude, I'm
And
not gonna
dude,
lie,
from-
that's pretty awesome. It's very sappy, but very awesome.
right. And so from there, dude, it just stuck.
Hell yeah.
And now I've been a professional portrait artist in studio for about just a little over 10 years now.
Okay, so this is an interesting a point in the word choice too, because you say professional for 10 years. So just from your opinion or point of view, what kind of what defines a professional from, like, I would say maybe the amateur in something like your field, a creative art?
I think if you're providing a professional service, that goes above and beyond, I think that's what defines the professional, rather than just the amateur. It's doing just not just a basic service, but going above and beyond in whatever service that you offer.
Are you able to spill the beans on some of your tactics or some of your special things that you do for your clients to keep them happy or keep new ones coming in?
Yeah, for me, it's all about massive rapport.
Massive rapport.
Yeah.
Dialogue with the person when you meet
Dialogue
them?
with the person. Yeah, it's all about them. It's not about me.
Gotcha.
And so, that's what I love. I'm a people person, so I love asking questions about people, and people just love talking about themselves. So when I'm photographing people, it's just bringing out the best in them, understanding where they came from, and me photographing, what they want me to shoot.
And you started with landscaping, and you've moved to doing people. Did you have any photographic experience with people before you entered your father's business? What is the beeping coming from?
GoPro.
That's the GoPro?
I think so. 'Cause I don't
Oh, you're damn straight it is.
audio or video of it.
Yeah, sorry about that. We got that for the last episode, so that's actually a new piece of equipment.
No worries.
Sorry to have that interrupt.
All good.
Are we back? How's your mic sounding, Mr. Justin?
Good.
Damn. And to be honest, dude, you've got such a nice radio voice. It's like baritone, it's smooth.
That's what people have told me in the past, man.
Yeah,
Maybe
man,
I
it's-
should go
it's-
into that.
It's like soft and smooth, but also like round and robust. It's a nice radio voice.
That's wonderful to hear.
Anyways, so we were just talking about what separates an amateur from a professional,
Yeah.
and then technical difficulties broken out, showing that I am one of the amateurs here.
No worries, dude. You just got to get the light right?
Yeah,
So-
that's a big deal. So, in your opinion, what are the transitional points that start to make an amateur a professional?
Yeah, so I think in terms of my field, it's the quality of light that you use. It's the lighting, I think, is number one when it comes to amateur and professional. I think it's how you treat them, the rapport that you have, the dialogue, the care. I think it's out caring really at the end of the day, when you're dealing with your customers.
Okay. And do you ever send thank you cards?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I really try to strike the heart with the really handwritten thank you card. That's pretty long.
How much time does that take?
Could take me a good 10 minutes or so. I spent some good time.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and something as little as that can just be extraordinary now these days with just how low the standard is.
Yeah, that's for
Just
sure.
a handwritten thank you card goes.
There's quite a low
It's
standard.
like, how many times have you received a handwritten thank you card this year? It's like only a
Actually,
handful of times, right?
Yeah, right. If any.
So, I mean, they can be really special. Something
Okay.
just as little as that. Yeah.
What else is another tactic or just a strategy that you might use to make your customers or clients feel valued and welcomed?
So when they walk in, I have little kind of welcome signs with their names. That I think when they see that,
Like at the airport?
like at the airport, or when you go into a hotel. I think every customer needs to feel important. They need to feel valued. So as soon as they come in, we have a welcome sign that says welcome, whatever the client's name is.
I've never heard or seen that other than like picking up someone from a That's super smart and clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little things like that. So can go a long way. It's the little details, it's the little things.
Awesome. Do you want to hit this gong? You were questioning before the show, and
Yeah,
I have a few of the curiosities
This
bubbled
is-
up a little bit.
It's my heritage, so
Oh,
I'm just
is
curious
it?
why it's
What-
in your room.
I thought, are you Chinese?
I'm half Chinese
Okay.
and half Anglo.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
right on. I wasn't gonna assume nothing.
Right. It
Do you
can
speak
go either way.
Chinese?
I don't speak a tongue.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
a whitewashed Asian boy you'll
Right
ever
on.
meet, man.
Cool. Well, then, yeah, I guess it is your heritage, technically. So, yeah, these are fortune cookies, and I'll try and
Awesome.
time this up with you. You can hit that whenever you're ready. Nice, dude. Oh, this is going for a second and a
I'm
third.
gonna go with third. There's the charm.
Damn. How
That's
interesting,
awesome.
man. You know what? Take 3.
3 fortune cookies.
Yeah, man. You can the
So
black.
now, what's your reasoning behind all this Asian stuff?
Well, here actually, what I would recommend is the black ones because they're new. They're
Yeah.
actually misfortune cookies, and
Okay.
the you can take a white one for sure too. But
Sweet.
like the reason for this is just for momentum of the show, a jumping off point. If there, not that we were at a pause or anything, but if there's ever kind of a momentum break, it's easy to just pick it up right here with this. Plus,
Awesome.
it's like like a talking point. I can tell a story about it.
Awesome.
And then the original idea was I took like quotes from philosophers about life and happiness and like troubles and seeing what people thought about these quotes. And then I don't know, we're going to try a different engagement of it. So I got some anti-fortune cookies, some misfortune cookies that I think might insult you instead. I didn't write them, but I am thinking about making my own. Just because I did, select these ones and type them out. So I just don't know how offensive I could get. With,
I say one of the greatest philosophies in life, man, is just choose humor.
Just choose humor.
Choose humor. Yep.
I like it.
Don't take life too seriously, right? We're just having
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. It's hard though sometimes, when people are, going through like death of family members and, sickness. But I mean, like, you can still keep a positive attitude
Absolutely.
and keep comedy about it.
Mm-hmm.
What's your fortune say?
That's
Or
really
your
good.
misfortune, I guess.
Sometimes not even crying helps.
Sometimes not even crying helps.
That's the word.
All right. I don't ever really cry to help myself.
I can't remember last time I cried either.
I remember the last time I cried, but not to help myself. It's like never was I bawling my eyes out going, this is so helpful.
Tears of joy.
Yeah,
Right, they're tears of
that's a
joy, too.
phenomenon that I
That's-
never really got.
Right.
Tears of joy. Get tears from laughter.
Oh, I love it. That's a fun fortune. I've never had a fortune like that.
Right on.
It's
Let's see what
definitely
the
unique.
what another one says.
For sure. What about you? What's yours
And then-
today?
And then I guess I could pull the third one. Let's see here. It's
Tell you what, boys.
nope. He's opening the fortunes. That was supposed to happen at the beginning of the episode, but at all is better than never. And he's tasting the fortune cookie, and he's reading the message. So these are all brand new to me because they
Did you
don't.
make these messages up, man.
No, I didn't. I promise.
These could've
There's
been
the
curated by you.
the reason I want to is because the options were so slim on Amazon. So I'm thinking, and I actually reached out to a website and asked if they do like fulfillment by Amazon, if they act as a wholesaler, if they do custom wrappers. I think the same brand that I got these ones from, but I don't know. That's interesting. Maybe it's the other mic again, but we'll see what this new misfortune says.
Second one says, you don't have friends, just people who feel sorry for you.
That's pretty. Just people that feel sorry for you. I mean, how do you tell a real friend from a person who's just using you or hanging around you for other reasons, right? Like, how would you tell that? You just can sense it?
I think it's...
Yeah.
Pause me there.
I would say I'll jump in here on my own question because those fortune cookies, man, they're big and crunchy.
It's the intention. I think it ultimately comes down to the intention of the friend.
Okay.
I think that's where everything starts. It's your intention. So, if a friend has the right intentions, and if I can have discernment that they have the right intentions, then that's what makes a good friend.
Do you ever just flat out ask them like, "What you up to? What do you want?" Or do you just kind of just
Man, I'm just so busy. I don't even have time for that, bro.
You don't even have
So photographing, serving people, man. You know, I have time for the small chat.
And that's a good thing too. And cutting out that BS
Right.
to focus on the things that matter.
Right. Yep. Straight to it.
So here's the one that I got. Yeah, damn. Same one.
No kidding.
Yeah.
We're
I guess.
twins.
We're only talking to each other because we feel sorry for each other right now. I'm not gonna lie though. One thing is that I'm noticing that the dye in it is a little strong.
I've never had a fortune cookie, a black fortune cookie. Never seen that.
It's a cool marketing. Selling point. A lot of these custom fortune cookies websites, they'll have like frosting options or color options, and
Interesting.
yeah.
You're opening up me to a whole nother world, man. I didn't even know in China.
But yeah, that's what the gong's all about.
Yep.
Have you ever been to China? You ever visit family or anything?
I have not. It's where my family comes from. They came from Canton, China. My grandpa came from Canton, China. He was sold to his adopted mother for a gold coin back when he was 14 years old. He came here on a boat by himself. And in the 70s, went out to Las Vegas.
Who was sold for a gold coin?
My grandpa.
The
was sold to
grandfather.
Yeah, my grandfather.
To who?
Was sold to his adopted mother for a gold coin.
Sounds like a master,
Adopted,
not an adopted mother.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so he came here on a boat back in the 70s and was a dishwasher, and then went to Las Vegas, took a little trip down there, and hit the jackpot out there for $50,000 back in the 70s. And so that was a lot of money back in the day.
Hell yeah.
Came back to Albuquerque and opened up a Chinese restaurant. It was called the New Chinatown. And so we had a Chinese restaurant, our family, for a little over 10 years back on Central, and a huge Chinese restaurant, man. So that's kind of how my family got started here in Albuquerque.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. You know, I've actually got a few videos about it's not really funny videos, but they are just like current events about what's going on in China right now.
Crazy.
You'd be interested in seeing them or nah?
I've seen them. Yeah. I saw some this morning,
big whites.
Man. The big whites.
The big whites. The dabai.
Not familiar.
Like a lot of the protests, and then like, you know how the authorities, they're all up in their total white outfits. They're total white.
Oh yeah,
zero
the
COVID
uniforms. Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw like drones. They're spraying some. I'm not sure what kind of chemicals.
Let's open one or two of the videos, and they're not. I mean, they're not too intense, but there they are. That chunk of 4. You can just click any of them.
He's got them prepared.
Oh yeah, I try and do. Some video preparations.
I gotta clean out my teeth.
Yeah, I was about to say the dye. Yeah. Here's some water if you want it. So yeah, that's one of them. So they call those guys the big whites, and those are zero COVID police force and militant force. They do use weapons and riot shields and guns, and this is happening all over China. They're protesting, like, in a lot of the major cities, and one of the reasons is because the holidays are rolling around. I think the biggest iPhone factory is locking the workers in there because of COVID. So yeah, this is some like Star Wars dystopian shit going around, like clone troopers. Yeah. And see, I don't know. Even this, I would probably still go back to China. I mean, maybe not right now, but I've been there. I studied there. I've worked there.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, I've got no beef against China at all, but I mean, like, some of the policies that are implemented are interesting from our point of the view here over here in the world.
I wonder what cities
this one looks like Chuncheon. Huh. I don't know if that's a name or a city. One of them for sure is Guangzhou. is the province that they're in. I think this is the last link I've got. This is one where the rioters and the protesters are actually able to push back. And the protesters in Hong Kong, they do some pretty effective protesting. You know, like when tear gas is put at them, they dissolve it with water bottles and rags, and they put it out. So, I mean, I don't know. I could see this stuff coming to America pretty soon. I don't know. I don't know if people would protest, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We'll get into some funny
It's the
stuff.
CCP.
The CCP.
At it.
The Chinese. This is
I'm telling you.
Guangzhou, I think. Yeah. I almost worked in this city. I
I've
almost
heard of-
went to this city to work.
I've heard of it.
Yep, it's a big, or this province. I gotta fix that.
This
Yep,
is
there
just
goes the GoPro again.
This last week, right?
Oh yeah, this is in the last few days, for sure. So yeah, it's just a bunch of like writing and stuff. My goodness.
They're just really ramping it up because of winter. Is that why?
Yeah, I think so because the factories are locking people in because
Oh, right.
they've got COVID, so they say no one can come out of these factories. And by the way, since you guys are all locked in there, why don't you just crank out some more iPhones? Yeah, it's a mess.
It's population control. That's what's going on right now. I mean, just look at how many people are in China, right?
Yeah,
They're on it right now.
let's watch a funny video to fucking cleanse the palate. What was that, Cameron? Lighten the mood, cleanse the palate. Yep.
Shit, that's the reality.
Oh, this one's great, dude. It's this one is really good.
Get off the bus! Get off the fucking bus! Get off the bus, yo! Get off the bus! Oh my gosh, what's this? That's my fucking kid!
So this is intense. Bus driver here. So for all the listeners, he says get off the bus, get off the bus. It's a school bus, right? It's not a city bus, but it's definitely a city. And the bus driver throws this kid with the backpack off the bus, and these people in public are freaking out. So we're gonna keep watching. Ask him if he's aight. That's not a kid.
A midget?
It's a grown-ass man.
Oh my god, it's a midget though, right?
Yeah, it's a little
A
person.
dwarf.
Yeah.
It's a gnome.
So I don't know. That just got me because obviously the bus driver and this guy are doing a prank on these people. But when I saw this, I was like, "Holy shit! He's throwing a child off of a bus," and it's just some dude trolling. Oh man,
Oh, it's hilarious.
did you ever do any trolling back in your days?
I did. I used to do the prank calls back in middle school.
Really? With the
Sleepover-
soundboards and stuff?
sleepover pranks, all
Damn.
that stuff. You name it. Run down the list, dude. Yeah.
Did you expect that?
I did, and then I grew up, man. And then I grew up once I got into business. I started taking life a little bit more seriously. But I used to be like the class clown back in the day.
Right on.
For sure.
Right on. All right, and then let's go to one more, and then we'll keep going into some questions about some stuff you do. What did he earn the? Oh, okay. I felt like this guy got played. You could tell me what you think, if it was a fair deal or not.
I'm gonna give you $5 if you stand still for 15 seconds. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. No, you're moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, man, you lost.
That's fucked up.
This is what the average person in Albuquerque
I was
looks
gonna
like
say,
these
to me,
days.
this is like normal Albuquerque
normal.
behavior.
This has been normalized now.
Yeah, but man, I would have at least given him the $5. I think he did hold it together for 15 seconds.
For sure.
As a photographer, what do you think? Was that a 15-second photographable pose?
He's wearing a Chicago Bears outfit on, so Brian Urlacher, I'll give him the $5.
7.
Oh, okay. So you're
New
a Bears
Mexico.
fan.
Yeah, New Mexico. He's representing, right? So
Right
I'd
on.
help him out.
Hell yeah. I would have given him the 5 too. I think the cashier gypped him on that.
I don't know what's going on with his mouth.
With his mouth?
Is he bleeding from his mouth? Is
Oh
that
no, he's
makeup,
probably
or-
just that's his tongue.
6. No.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
You're moving. 5.
He's just tweaking.
Damn.
He's trying to get free
Shit.
money from the guy at the gas station. I don't know, man. I think drugs can be a bad thing. I like to encourage anyone watching that, that it's a bad place to end up.
Right.
So I see that you're into fitness and stuff, which is like on the other end of the spectrum, dude.
Sure.
You're jacked, man. Like,
I love it, man.
how important is that part of your lifestyle to you?
Yeah, I think it really just translates it translates well outside of the gym, in the studio. I think it gives me confidence.
Okay.
Working with clients, we're in the business of self-esteem, and so bringing out the best in people. When I'm photographing strangers for the first time, so if they can trust me in the first 5 to 10 minutes, if I could kind of break that ice. And if I have confidence, I feel like they have confidence in me to do the right job. So, but for me, it's just movement, just getting up every day, and I just can't sit still. For me, it's all about action, hate inaction,
You get a guilty feeling from sitting down too long and stuff.
Guilty feeling, dude. If I take a day off, if I take 2 or 3 days off from the gym, it just eats away at me for the rest of the year.
You
for a
genuinely
reason, so.
start feeling bad, right? Like, is it a mental thing or?
I
like
do.
a
To me, it's just I'm following my resonance, and I've always been active. I grew up with a lot of sports: track, football, basketball, baseball. I mean, you name it. So it's just been always in my DNA just to really move. So, like for me to be sitting, man, I can't do it.
Yeah, we'll take a break at probably like the hour mark. Too. We'll make you sit for
Do
too
some
terribly
jumping
long.
jacks. No, just
If
kidding.
you want to work out.
I have that
for
restless
5
leg
minutes.
syndrome.
Do you have restless leg syndrome?
Right? Yeah.
What do you?
When you're sitting, right, you're just
Oh, I don't have it.
you don't.
RLS. I think it's an actual like
That's
disorder,
interesting. Yeah. Right.
right?
Well, we should look into that.
Yeah, is RLS an actual disorder, or is it just an experience
I've been
like
talking with-
falling asleep? Your leg. Can we get a fact check on that?
Restless leg
Yeah,
syndrome.
is that like let's see if that's like an actual like disease or if that's just something everyone can get. I don't know. My leg does fall asleep sometimes,
Yeah.
but let's see. The main symptom of restless leg syndrome is an overwhelming urge to move your legs. It can also cause an unpleasant crawling or creeping sensation in the feet.
Overwhelming urge to move.
Your legs.
Legs. Yeah. Just move.
I think I may have experienced that like sometime, like occasionally, like in bed, if it's like I haven't exercised at all. And it's just like, it feels like the legs want to be walking when you're laying down in bed and they just start kicking and stuff.
It can also cause. Okay. Oh. The main symptom is an overwhelming urge to move.
Yes, an overwhelming
Okay.
urge. You might also, let's see. Huh. Damn. Yeah, man. So, I mean,
That's me at work. I'm just constantly moving. I'm not at a desk job. So
That's
it's
pretty
just-
important
that's all
too.
I'm doing all day long, just moving.
do you think you could ever see yourself at a desk job?
Impossible.
Impossible.
No way.
When did you
Yeah.
realize that? At what age were you like, that's never going to work?
Yeah, well, I really only had 2 jobs. I started in construction. That was my first job. And then I got into retouching at the studio. So just removing blemishes, whitening teeth, sparkling eyes.
On like post editing software?
Photoshop, yeah.
Okay.
And then once I got into high school, everybody's asked me to do their high school senior portraits. And
That's
then-
crazy. Only 2 jobs. I've had so many jobs and I've failed at so many different things, man. It's
Yeah,
just like,
man, and I feel like that's where a lot of people struggle is they're trying to find it, their
Mhm.
purpose, in life. And I was so blessed to find it early at a very young age, and it just stuck. And I don't see myself doing anything else for the rest of my life. So
That's really one of the main points of my podcast, too. It's because I think everyone wants to get out of doing something they hate into doing something they love and to be rewarded, to live their life through it. And so I guess a question I could play off of that is, how would you identify that? If you could recommend to like an audience member who's trying to find their thing, what would be an indicator like that's my thing?
yeah, I think it's following your intuition. I think that's we're surrounded with all these iPhones and stuff, but I think your pure technology is your intuition. And there's a guide, something above us that's a little bit more powerful, that's just guiding us all day long. It's just telling us what to do. So it's listening to your body. It's listening to your gut. I think it's just going inside. I think there's just so much going on the external world that we lose sight of us. And what matters is the inside job. And I think unconditional love is an inside job, and that's where it starts. So that's what I say, is go inside.
Just find that thing that moves you, that gives you that love. Whoa. I tell you what, I'm trying to love that white noise, but I don't know if I ever will.
No worries, yeah.
Let's see if I can go fix that on
That's a true pro.
I think that's from.
You guys can hear that, right? That's not my headphones, right?
Oh, yeah, everyone can hear that. It's gone.
Yeah, sometimes I hear that and it's just my headphones.
Mm.
But yeah. So for everyone out there, you will kind of dive deep into that thing that makes you feel love, I think is what Mr. Justin Jew is saying.
Right, yeah, you'll find it. It's trial and error. You got to, with experience, you got to have a lot of experiences in life for you to find that right thing. So it's just trial and error. Yeah.
And I think it's extremely symbolic having all of these technical issues on my end, because the last few episodes went pretty smooth. We've been working through these hurdles, but the universe is always throwing hurdles my way to just make sure, you really want to do this? You really want to do this? How bad do you want to do this?
Yeah.
And I think the more we push to say, yeah, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I'm going to do this one way or another. This is what's going to happen.
Right.
And I think at some point the universe does start to reciprocate, what you put into it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's good stuff or bad stuff.
Mm-hmm. My dad always said we become what we think about all day long.
Damn, yeah, that's pretty true,
yeah,
huh?
And that's the truth.
It's a focus of mentality.
Right? That's where it starts. Yep, it's all in your head.
So how does your morning routine start? What do you prioritize in the first hour?
Yeah, my morning routine, I started with I like to start with the daily prayer. Ideally, I like to pray for maybe like 7 minutes for a good while. I like to meditate. And then, what brings me the greatest joy are my 3 dogs. And I think for a lot of people, that's what brings them joy. And just it's starting with the attitude of gratitude, just being grateful. There's so many things to be grateful for. And so I think if you start your morning with just, like I said, an attitude of gratitude, I go in with a little bit of some daily prayer. Identity statements for me are huge.
Do you read any religious texts or
just
texts
just the
with your
Bible for
prayers?
me. I like
Just
to
the Bible? Okay.
Yeah, I like to read just different proverbs every single. I'm a big reader. I like to get in at least 10 pages every single day.
Wow, nice.
I think if you're reading 10 pages, there's going to be a new idea or something sparks. So that's the thing. I don't like growing up. I hated reading. It was interesting. I was photographing a psychologist, and he said, I always tell people that I suggest that they go back to school, consider going back to school every 5 years, because they're a completely different person than what they were 5 years ago.
I can agree with that statement.
Yeah. 5 years ago, you couldn't get me to read a damn book, but it's like the first thing in the morning. That's what I want to do.
Nice.
Is I want to read. And then another part of my morning routine is just, like I said, it's moving. It's getting some movement, some working out. Taking the dogs out for a run or just hitting the gym. And then from there, man, it's just suiting up and going into work.
What kind of dogs do you have?
American Bullies. I got 3 American Bullies.
Are those like high-end, prestigious kind of dogs? Because
Yeah.
I'd like the French Bulldog is kind of a pricey dog, right?
Right. They're up there with the Frenchie.
Do you have pictures of them on Instagram?
I do. Yeah.
Can we
they're
pull
on
up
my
his?
Instagram.
Oh man, I can't even. We forgot to bring up your handle at the beginning of the episode.
Oh,
This
you
is a
got it. Yep,
great time to
you
do
can
it,
find
I guess.
You
Yeah.
have to go to your business one or personal one?
That's a good question.
You could go to my website, justinjew.com.
And your-
justinjew.com, and I have some portraits. I have some
Nice.
pictures of them on the website.
JustinJew.com. And that's spelled Justin Jew, like Justin,
Yep, there you go.
Justin.
If you go to bio, you'll see my little puppies there. There
Oh,
they are.
dang,
Yeah.
dude. That's cool.
So, real short. They're like 50, 70 pounds. Real short legs, just stocky.
50 to
up.
70 pounds. That's how much my German Shepherd weighs. And
No kidding, yeah.
she's a small Shepherd, but that's a
Yeah.
thick dog, dude.
Yeah, they're meaty. They're all wrinkled up. Plenty of fat. One's a little overweight. He needs some exercise, but yeah, those are my boys. I don't have any kids yet. Surprisingly, here in Albuquerque.
How old are you?
I'm 29 in my last year of my 20s.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
We're right there at the same.
Are you? Yeah. Awesome.
There's your car and stuff, man. That's a sweet car.
Yeah, that's my Jeep Rubicon. I've torn that thing up. It used to be stock, and then from
How
the
many
inside
cars
out.
you got?
I've got 4. Sometimes I lose count, man. I got.
That's so cool,
I have
bro.
3 S2000s.
Fuck.
And then I got that Rubicon. I had a Del Sol. I had a 93 Del Sol that was painted the same color, that mint Tiffany green. And then it got stolen out from my driveway just this last December.
Nah, man.
So it's just, that
People
happens.
suck.
That's Albuquerque for everybody, though, right?
Were you warming it up, or like just got taken hot?
I was at the gym. I had locked it up, and I think some dude. But those things are so easily to unlock. Just look like a simple flathead. And I think some dude just came behind, and dude got in and out. I had 3 cameras in my front driveway. Cameras don't even matter. These guys, they have nothing to lose, And then within a couple minutes, I was gone. And so I found it in some South Valley tow yard. And
they found it.
Yeah, and then so I got it back, and now my buddy, he's working on it, trying to do an engine rebuild on it and bring it back to life. But
do you do any mechanic or artistic work, like wraps on your cars? Is that something you do, or you just?
Yeah, I did a lot of the my Jeep Rubicon has Digicamo vinyl, and so people ask me all the time, "Oh, did you get a vinyl wrapped?"
Vinyl?
Digicamo, it's like that,
Is that what we're
tactical kind of. That's back when it wasn't wrapped.
Okay.
But if you look up Digicamo,
that's
you
so
kind of
cool,
see
man.
what it looks like there. So I put that kind of, it's like
Oh.
a military. I wanted to just make it look really tactical, like it was out out of the army.
Do you have a favorite car, or is that too hard of a?
It's the Jay's Racing S2000 that I have.
Wow.
So that one's pretty crazy.
Was that the mint one we were looking at, or no?
Yeah, it's the mint
Okay.
one. Yep, and I got that in Fresno, California, a couple years ago. I got it with like 97,000 miles. It still has 97,000 miles. It's a garage queen. It just stays in my garage. I'm scared to drive it.
That's an interesting phenomenon. Why would you buy yourself something of function and not drive it?
Right. I take it out maybe like once a season,
What's
every
the
couple
occasion?
months.
Is it a date?
That's maybe the third date car.
That's the
right?
third date
yeah,
car.
Yeah, you
Oh,
got
if
the
you-
first
if-
date, the Del Sol. You got the second date,
That
right?
is
If they earn
dope.
it, right?
I love that that the women get the different tiers of cars at the
Right.
different levels of dates. That's nice. Yeah, I've got kind of this thing where I prefer and pretty much won't buy the first date at all. Like,
Exactly.
No, did we go in
Nuh-uh.
Dutch for coffee, or you come where I'm doing something, and then the second date, if I like you, then I might buy you something. Like,
Keep it simple, man.
Yeah, but
There's
that's
gold
a-
diggers everywhere out here, I'll tell you.
yeah, I wouldn't know because I don't have any sweet cars like that. You know what I mean? Fuck, man.
Life's too short, man, not to drive. To drive boring cars.
When did you get into cars, man?
Ever since, dude, Gran Turismo days, back when PlayStation came out, Gran Turismo, the Need for Speed Undergrounds, I was always customizing the cars on the PlayStations, and that was always so fun to me.
So I'm having a new question now. Is there anything that you tried or got into that you decided, no, this is not for me. I don't like this at all. Because it seems to me like you pretty much are like, I try this. This is something I like, and you just stick with it. You know what you like.
Right. Yeah, something that I got into that I didn't like. A lot of women. I'll tell you. There's a lot of some locas. Maybe that was one thing I got into that I didn't like later, but it led me into some trouble.
Are you married?
What's
or,
one thing
or
that I
anything now?
tried? Not married. No, I'm just focused on my business, man. But
Do
when
you
that
think
time
that's
will come, it'll
important?
come.
For males, do you think it's important for males aspiring to do business to put the females on hold? Is that an important thing?
I think it's finding the female that understands your purpose and that's not so attached, and that respects your mission, know, and your goal. So I find when they try to mess with that, that's when you get issues. But then ultimately that just comes down to control. It's like, why is she trying to control? One of my favorite sayings, just let it be.
Just
right?
let it be.
Let it be. Yeah. So.
And then going back to the car thing, have you ever mixed the car and the photography? That seems like it'd be an interesting thing to mix.
Yeah, absolutely. If you look on my Instagram page, I have a bunch of photos. I haven't really dabbled. It's not what I specialize in, but I've been asked. A lot of times I've had so many clients where I do portraits with their vehicles or with their motorcycles. That's a huge thing in our studio. We have 2 garage doors, so we could actually bring in.
Really?
We photographed a lowrider a couple months ago with the model. Yeah, so 67 Impala came in, and it was awarded the second best lowrider in the state. So yeah, we're able to bring in vehicles and stuff into the cam room, and that makes for fun shoots.
Cameron, are we about like 40 minutes, 30 minutes? Let's take a break now.
43 minutes.
Happy holidays. I hope everyone is having a fantastic December. If you'd like to support our channel, please give us a like down on the video below and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to support our business, boy, do we have some shit for you. We have some fluffy ass towels. We have some big ass towels. Check this video out. I just made this. Look at how big this towel is. I'm 5'8", maybe 5'9" on a good day, and I'm stretching my fingertips all the way to the top. Look at how big this towel is. So look, if you're a big ass person and you want a big ass towel, this is the thing for you. That's not all we got. We've got these satin robes. We've got smaller rags. And hey, if you're looking to get something like a collector's item or memorabilia, this is your last chance to get one of these towels and rags with our original logo on it. I'm going to be updating it in January. Hopefully it'll look cooler and better, but these original rags are definitely going. This is the last chance to get them. So if you'd like to support the channel, again, please give us that like and subscribe. It would mean the absolute world to me, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you'd like to support our business, you can either drop a donation or buy one of our products from our website at delaostudios.com. Hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. Have a great December. Hello, AVRSUA. Sorry we missed your comments. You're one of our first commenters for our live shows, which is really awesome. Thank you. So you're just bringing something new to us we're not totally used to, which is great.
Trying to get the
You're trying to. This is a very, very learning episode for us as we're going through a lot of these technical things. What the heck? Okay, I see it there. And then, are you able to take the chat bar and put it in our reaction screen or something like that? Does it detach from Twitch?
That's what I'm trying to get.
Oh, okay. Welcome back, please. Congratulations, lighting GoPro. She's awesome. I think she knows my brother, that my brother met her in his travels.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so thank you for commenting. All right, we'll keep an eye on that chat box. If you if you got a question or anything, or I'm still new to that dynamic too. That would be ideal, getting the audience going, a lot of comments.
Yep,
what I'd like to get
right.
is a Discord where people send me reaction videos. Anybody out there, if you see some videos you think are funny or inspirational, send them my way. We'll see what it is.
A little community.
Yes, it's
Yep.
a hard to build it, but I
For
need
sure.
to be more
It takes
active.
time, dude. Time.
How much time?
5-10 years at least.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Like,
Can't-
for real.
no, yeah,
For
I,
really,
I
you
know. I was estimating
doing it
probably
for a year,
3 to
right?
5 before. What's up?
You're only doing it for a year, right?
This podcast, the first episode, when did it drop? In February or March?
Yeah, it was like late February. something.
And we started filming and practicing this time last year. So
Beginning stages, man.
yeah,
Still.
but then again, I still haven't been grinding into the actual little engagement as much as I should. Making reels and stuff as often as I should.
Somebody was saying, why don't you do reels? Why don't you do reels? I say, I
On
don't do
your
reel-"
Instagram?
I say, I don't do reels because I do business for real.
That's that. Yeah, that's a really good comeback for that.
Reels, man.
Because you're not trying to
Yeah.
really grow your Instagram like crazy, right?
I'm not a TikTok guy.
No, yeah.
You know, I think TikTok's programming these kids to become ADHD, you know, all day long, just 15 seconds, 15 seconds,
Yep.
15 seconds.
Yeah, I agree. It's
And
definitely
it's
doing
just
something.
programming, you know,
Mhm.
I think at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree. So what do you primarily find value in social media and Instagram for?
Yeah.
Is it like a bit more of a business card or like portfolio?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the greatest way to kind of spread the message of your business now these days. With Facebook, I mean, you have so much reach, especially if you do promoted posts. So I say if you're not spending at least like $5 a day on your promotions, then it's just a waste
Is that
of
something
money.
you do as well?
Yeah, for our studio, it's. I mean, we spend about $80 a day just
Wow.
on Facebook advertising. Yeah, so.
And what's the conversion on that?
Yeah, I mean, you get hundreds of leads back, and
Okay.
then it's just how
Right
well
on.
you can convert those leads.
That's
So,
awesome. And do you throw in like an incentive bonus sign-on package or like a free something
Yep.
or another?
Yeah, exactly. So if they sign on, the families get a 14-inch. It's a laminated and mounted art piece of their family or a portrait.
Mm-hmm.
And so that gives them a reason to sign up. So I say,
Okay.
yeah, just sign up, bring your family in, and you guys get a 14-inch. If you like anything else, you're more than welcome to add to the order.
Okay. Do they only get the portrait, the 14-inch, if they also purchase another part of the service? Or is it like you come try it, you get the portrait, and if you don't
Yeah.
want to do the service, we're all good?
Yeah, so I tell them the 14-inch is really just the beginning of what's possible. We do require it's a $200 reservation holding fee, but that $200 can be refunded back to their credit card account, so
Okay.
they're not losing out on anything. Or if I provide enough value, that $200 can be applied towards their portrait selections. They can use that towards prints, a frame, however they'd like to choose. And I guarantee there's going to be, you know, more than just one from their free winnings that they're going to add on. So
Awesome. What's your hourly schedule look like? How many hours are you cranking out every week?
yeah, so right now we're open Wednesday through Sunday. Right now I do have photographers that are coming in on Mondays and Tuesdays to shoot, but we don't have anybody in sales to do on Mondays and Tuesdays. My goal is to open up to 7 days a week. Right now we're doing 5 days.
Okay.
So we're 9 to 6. First appointment starts at 9. Lasts about an hour and a half. Then we got a 10:30, a 12 o'clock slot. And then we do our lunch, 1 to 30, and then one at 4:30 or 5 o'clock at the end of the day. So I'm able to do about 4 or 5 photo shoots a day, and then we have 2 cam rooms. So I'll be jamming in one room, and then we have another photographer in the other room. So our studio is able to do at least about 10 shoots a day, and opened, 5 days a week. That's 40 to 50 shoots a week.
Damn.
So yeah, it's a lot. It's
40
a
to
lot.
50 a week, 10
It's
a day.
a lot. Yeah.
That is super busy.
Yeah, I used
And
to
you got
do.
how many photographers?
Yeah, right now, so we have 4.
Okay.
It used to be just me and my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had another photographer, so I used to do 25, 30 shoots just by myself a week.
Wow.
That was taking up all my time.
Mm-hmm.
I do the shoots all day, take them home, edit them till 3 o'clock in the morning.
That was my next question. Does your
And
work come
then-
home with you?
Yeah, and then I put my ego aside. I said I'm not going to be a superstar anymore. I need a team. And
That's
so,
a bottleneck question too,
it's-
is the scalability of your business. It's a super valid point in time for every single person, whatever your art is.
Yeah,
I think that's a good move that you got a team
there's
started.
so many owners that struggle with founder's dependence, where they're
What is a
it's
founder's
where-
dependence?
founder's dependence syndrome. It's where where they're running the business all
Mhm.
by themselves. They're doing the phone calls, they're doing the
Mhm.
marketing, and it's like at that point you're just a self-paid contractor. You don't really, you don't really have a business.
And
you're not really an entrepreneur.
Yeah, the
It's
bitter
just
part
you,
of that
you
is
know?
it takes away from your real talent, what you should really be focusing on, right? Because you're focusing on the small menial tasks when you could be putting your full focus on like that thing you're good at.
Right.
know?
Yeah. So it's not working in the business. It's working on the business. You get so caught up in the business, you want to
Mhm.
be on the watchtower overseeing everything. And so now I've got 3 photographers that shoot for me. And really, I'm just kind of, like I said, I'm on the watchtower just managing the whole operation. So and just getting my
"Whoa,
freedom back. Yeah.
solid business." Yeah, it's a really solid business. You would say you have more business on your plate than you can handle. right? Like
right now in this time of the year,
Yeah,
because
man.
Thanksgiving and holidays, Christmas, all the families are coming in. Our only slow months for photography is January and February. But right now it's like 150 miles per hour.
damn.
Yeah, just never stops.
So
Families are always changing. Babies are always popping out every single day. Like it
That's
never
true,
stops, man. Yeah, it's yeah.
where do you find time to separate your personal life from your work life, or do you? Is it so integrated in your personal life that is your whole life?
Yeah, it used to be my whole life.
Okay.
And like I said, I got some help.
Yes.
And I got my freedom back.
So
And
what do you do with the
so-
freedom? Like, and how do you determine like that it's the right time to take your time off? Is it a set time every week, or you just play it by ear?
Right, I play it by ear. Every week's different. But again, I'm just following my intuition at the end of the day. I think when you're work, it's full work mode, and then when you have that time off, that time is important just to reset and disconnect, from the grind.
Well, I thank you very much for taking time out of your day to join me, as busy as you are.
Oh
Like,
man,
that
it's
means
an
a
honor
lot
and a
for us over
privilege.
here.
It's the first time for me being on a podcast, so
Oh,
I'm
right
just
on.
grateful to be here.
Do anybody ask you repetitive questions, or like questions you get a lot that you just want to spout out there?
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people ask me, what are you? I get
Whoa,
that a lot.
as
what's
far as
my
race?
ethnicity or
Yeah.
what's my heritage? They don't know if I'm Chinese, Japanese, Korean.
Pop
right?
quiz he
And
answered at the
so,
beginning of the episode.
Yeah, half Chinese and half Anglo. Any other questions that pop up, for whatever reason, I've been getting. People have been saying, I'm a UFC fighter. Are you in the
Dude,
UFC?
because you're jacked,
or
bro.
whatever?
And
Yeah,
you're
and
so calm. You're so calm and reserved. One thing I've noticed about people that I've met that fight is they don't have that big like bark that need to prove themselves in any sort of way. It's more like they're super calm, and it's the calm dude that you gotta be worried about. So
Mhm. Yeah.
But do you fight? Are you like training in any like MMA or martial arts?
Never got into it, man. No, I'm a lover at heart, so it's not what I do. I couldn't even imagine getting into that business. Complete opposite of what we do. We're in the smile business, not breaking people's faces. So it's a complete opposite end.
Have you ever had to
But-
photograph like fighters that have had broken teeth, and busted up faces?
Not for the photo shoot.
Not for the photo-
Hopefully, we got the makeup and Photoshop to clean that all up. But
What's the weirdest thing someone's asked you to photograph?
weirdest thing somebody's ever asked
You ever
me
get
to
any like
photograph?
burlesque or like cosplay or come photograph?
We have gotten cosplay. Yeah, some cosplay costumes and stuff. But man, that I'm thinking about it, nothing really
No.
out of the ordinary.
That's good.
Nothing too crazy. I mean, I had one crazy shoot where I had 10 dogs and 10 people. So just trying to wrangle 10 dogs.
Dude, I
was
can't
like-
even imagine to get 10 dogs to sit still for a photo.
Right. So
Did you get all of them
Better-
to look?
yeah, it happened
the
to be one of
camera?
my best portraits. And so
Can we see it?
I think it's on my website. If you look up justinju.com, it's on my homepage.
Okay.
But anyways, our studio, we really accept anything. I think a lot of photographers kind of box themselves in. So they'll either be couple photographers, wedding photographers, but we're open to everything. We shoot big families, like I said, high school seniors, businesses, couples, maternities. I mean, whatever.
And your business is
we're-
primarily in-house, customer comes to you? Or do you ever
Yep.
go out into the field to do it?
Yeah, we'll go on location if they do pay a location fee. So there's a $300 location fee that they do have to pay. For us to go out there will take just about half an hour of just travel time.
And then setting
In
up.
that hour, I could photograph a family in an hour.
Exactly, yeah.
Make $1,500. So, and then to come back will take another half an hour. So that's 2 hours of travel time. You have to, keep that in mind.
Mhm.
So
I
I
mean,
like
that's
to
fair.
keep everything in studio as much as possible. I think it's more profitable.
Okay.
Yep. Because with high school seniors, I mean, you could spend hours just going out, shooting on different locations, going to high school. I mean, it takes so much time. So
Oh, snap. That's one we got there.
There it
Is that
is.
on the left?
yeah,
all
at the
the
bottom
dogs?
left, yeah. And usually we have to do a head swap where somebody's not looking or somebody you got a baby crying. But I had every single person. That's the raw file.
What do you mean by a head swap? Like a digital edit where you replace the face?
A digital edit where you move one face
You
over from one
cheat.
pose. Yeah,
cheat.
Yeah, that's how it works now
I'm
these
just
days.
playing. Everybody
Um,
does the
but
touch-ups for everything.
I got everybody to look, but there was one dog, just like one that little Frenchie in the
The
bottom
turning-
right
the one
corner.
turning
yeah,
around, right?
there. He's the only one that's not looking, but I just set everybody up. I got the family standing on our white cove, and I just knocked our big cam room door. The dog's ears flew up, and you just have that one moment, that split second to
Damn.
capture it. So I was stressing before that shoot. I'm like, how am I going to photograph 10 dogs and 10 people? It's going to be impossible.
Well, what did you do? Did you use treats? Did you use a whistle? Did you use
all of it, man.
Really?
All the dog stuff. I brought all the dog treats from home, from my dogs. Yeah, whistles. You just act like Caesar Milan. You know? So
Well, that's
You
good
become
that
the
you have
dog
your
whisperer.
own. Yeah, you have your own dog, so you kind
yeah,
of.
it helps with the experience. But so yeah, it just changes every day. You never know what to expect, and that's what keeps me on my toes. That's what makes it fun and exciting.
I did have a question. You feel free to decline the amount, but just out of my curiosity, how much is one of your dog breeds worth? Like a dog like yours?
My mom would kill me if
You don't
she
have
heard
to-
this podcast.
you don't have to
for
say-
for my first American bully. he was $7K. My second one, because we got an offer in
Damn,
Egypt.
dude.
When the breeder had posted them, there were hundreds of people that wanted this puppy. And so the breeder, he happened to be one of my neighbors, and he said, we got an offer in Egypt, this dog for $17,000, but if you're-
17?
17, yeah, and he was gonna have to like ship him out. It was
US
probably gonna
dollars.
go to a pyramid, yeah, in some Egypt. Yeah, it was gonna be my first dog. His name's Duke. And so, yeah, but I did it in payments. I did $500 payments every month. That was just
You
ridiculous.
paid
Looking
for a
back
dog
on it
like
on the
a
back
car.
end, yeah, like a car. And then my second one,
Damn, dude.
my second American bully, he was $5K, and then I got my last one for just 2.5.
Damn,
So,
bro.
but all together, yeah, over 10K on dogs, just ridiculous.
No, honestly, it's a super fair. Let's see what she says. She says, how many? First, her question was, how many takes does it take for that one perfect shot?
Yeah, it takes hundreds.
Hundreds of takes to get
And-
one shot like that?
It'd take a couple dozen.
Do
All
the-
you're looking for is that one shot.
Do
So,
the uglies get more takes?
absolutely the
They get-
awkward people? There's a lot of awkward people. People have never been behind the camera.
Damn, that's a good question.
So yeah, they require a little bit more work, a little bit more time.
And
Well,
is that paid by the hour or by the service provided finished?
Yeah, everybody's different. Every client's different. We have some families that come in that just walk out with their 8x10 or don't even spend anything. There's some families that get that huge 72-inch framed canvas portrait that hangs in their fireplace that they'll spend thousands. We had one family that spent over $20,000 on their family portraits. It's insane.
dang,
yeah. There's some people that spend zeros. It's really a numbers game. If I photograph 10 families, there's going to be one family in there that's really going to spend some big bucks. So, you just got to keep at it.
It just died again. That's okay.
Oh, no
We're
worries.
playing around with it. I'll have it charged for the next episode. But yeah, I mean, you got to play to who's. I mean, that's fair and the most right? Because if it's a well-to-do family and they want to go above and beyond and provide extra money, like that's great. I would say take advantage of that 100%.
Right.
But that's also awesome that you work with people who don't have that advantage as well. You know.
Mhm. I think a very important part too is qualifying the client, making sure you're dealing with the right people.
What disqualifies one of your clients?
People that are just cheap, that don't value family, people that don't value connection. I'd say that'd be somebody that disqualifies them as being client. Just people that are cheap. You don't want to work with people that are cheap. You want to work with high-end clientele, people that got money.
Sure.
Other than that, I think you're spending your wills and you're just wasting your time. So it's identifying, who is your client, who's your target audience, and going after that through the right marketing campaigns. Yeah.
Do you encourage reviews, or do you ask your clients to leave reviews for you, or is that a thing you just kind of let be, as you said earlier?
Yeah, huge on reviews. I don't ask for it.
You don't ask for it, okay.
I think if they're not writing a review about you, you didn't do a good enough job.
Okay.
As
That's fair.
the business owner. So it's my job, like Toy Story, what's his name, Buzz Lightyear, to go just above and beyond for every single client that I deal with.
To infinity.
And beyond. Yeah, that's my message every time I deal with somebody. And if I do that, I guarantee they're gonna, tell a friend. It's my job just to take one customer and to turn them into two. And so the way you
with
do that,
that word of mouth,
just word of mouth. I think that's honestly the best marketing.
I've heard
now
that
is just word of mouth.
That's a thematic marketing efficiency that I see in all types of businesses.
Yeah.
So that word of mouth is really king.
I mean, I photographed this high school senior girl, and then she brought 4 or 5 of her friends.
Damn.
And
Nice.
then I turned 1 into 5, and you turn 5 into 10, and you just keep multiplying.
Okay. Cool.
And so yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you build a business. You just take 1 and turn them into 2.
Okay. What are some of the biggest sacrifices you've made?
Yeah, man. Ultimately, it's time, and it's time. I think that's the most valuable commodity that we have in our life right now is time. So I think in my early 20s, I'm about to hit 30, but first 10 years of my 20s just spent the whole entire time just dedicating it to the business, spending hours, in the early morning hours, just editing and just creating. So it's time.
That puts you
So you sacrifice,
Put you very far ahead.
Right. Yep.
Because in a guy like me who takes that much time to figure it out, now I'm playing catch up.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I went to a mastermind photography conference about a month or 2 ago, and one of the speakers was talking about condensing your 10-year goal into 6 months. And it's like if you put 10 years on one of your goals, that's how much time you're going to take.
I heard Elon Musk say that.
Yeah, there's no sense of urgency. But what if you take your 10-year goal and you could really make it happen in 6 months? So yeah, I think if you put 10 years on it, just trying to condense the time,
Do you have a bucket list, or do you physically write down any of your life goals? Do you have any big 10-year plans?
That's funny. That's one of my favorite questions to ask to clients is what's on your bucket list?
Oh, okay.
What's next? Yeah. So man, on my bucket list, I'd like to open up another photography studio.
Nice.
I want to open up a kids studio that just focuses really just on kids portraiture. Bucket list is just to travel the world. I just went out to Ireland and I went out to the UK. It was the first countries I went to just a month or 2 ago. And so
how was it?
It was incredible. I was in some castles. And so that was a completely different experience for me, just completely majestic. We visited the Queen's Castle where the Queen stayed. And so everything is just over the top. Everything's gaudy. The frames, it's exquisite, just being in those kind of settings. So you just come back inspired. Just want to take more trips to bring back more inspiration here to help the business and the studio. So.
And do you do photography out and about while you're there?
Yeah. Any opportunity I can get to shoot outside of the studio, is refreshing. I like to shoot landscapes, as much as possible. That's how I got started in photography, was landscape photography.
Right on.
And
do you, this is kind of taking a side tangent, do you invest your money elsewhere? Or are you just earning and saving? Or do you play with crypto and stocks and real estate? Do anything like that?
I say you're either a saver, or you're a spender. There's one or two, or you're either grateful or you're greedy. You're one of the two. And so
is grateful saving and greedy is spending?
Right. Yeah. And so I'd say, you look at my lifestyle, I'm a spender. I do have,
but if you
I've got my
income,
assets,
yeah.
I've got my savings. But what I invest in though is trading cards. I think there's a huge ROI on trading cards. And
so Pokemon or baseball?
Yeah, so what got started was
Magic.
with Pokemon, is I had this binder just sitting in my shed, for years, and my mom's like, "Oh, you still got that?" And I pulled it out,
That's
and
so
I pulled them all
valuable,
out.
dude. Oh my God, you hit a gold mine, bro.
Literally, bro, thousands, and I flipped those cards on eBay, and then I'm in this business group, the Arte Syndicate, and one of my best friends, that's what he got into, is just basketball and football cards. And so he just showed me, on eBay, on auction, you could get these cards for cheap. And then you could turn around and just flip them for buy it now prices. But trading I invest heavily into trading cards.
Really?
Yeah, my eBay store. I mean, I have hundreds of cards on my eBay
Wow.
store. So.
How long have you had an eBay store?
Geez, man, since 2012. So
Are
year
you
I
okay?
graduated from high school.
Is it cool if we bring it up to look at it?
Yeah,
what,
yeah,
see
for
what
sure.
it's all about?
It's I think Jew Justin, eBay.com, Jew Justin 2012. Let's see.
Jew Justine?
You could actually probably find one of my items if you go to eBay.com.
This is interesting. I had no idea you were into this too. Because
That's my main side hustle.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's trading cards. Let's see.
That is incredible. All right, for all the listeners too, you can have a full-on business like this gentleman here and still run a side hustle. There's time to do what you do, what everything he's doing, but it comes at that sacrifice of cutting out all that bullshit. Dang, I want to cut all that bullshit out from my life. Yeah.
Let's see here.
So,
Can you type in 1996 Kobe Bryant scoreboard high school autograph?
1996.
So that's just something, that I bought. I bought this Kobe Bryant card for $600, $700.
Okay.
Now I have it relisted
Hot
for
damn.
13. There it is. It's the first listing right
Yeah,
there.
dude, that's really good.
So I have the
And
first listing up. And so if you have a good reputation as a seller, if you look at my feedback score, I've got almost 100% positive feedback.
Right,
so
and that
it just
puts you
indicates,
at the top of that search bar when
Right.
people do, like we just did, we're a random IP address, right?
Mhm.
Searching your stuff, and
Yeah.
because you've got that good score, you come up.
Yeah, so
How long would
that's
it
one
take
of my
you?
items.
How long do you think this will sit on a listing before it goes?
To flip, I mean, they could go within a day. They go in a couple months. It depends on how you price it.
Well, what's the longest that one has ever sit, or have you been unable to sell them?
Yeah, a couple months. I've had a lot of unsold because they're priced pretty high. And then if you go to the right side underneath seller information, you could type my name, and then that's where you could pull up my store.
Justin
yeah,
Jew
but yeah, I've got-
2012.
Yeah, I got a Patrick Mahomes a cleat patch. If you scroll up there, that's a part
That's
of
so cool.
that's a part of his rookie cleat. I bought that card for $700,
What is that? $20,000
and I have
card?
it relisted for $20,000. Yeah,
What is it?
It's a part of Patrick Mahomes' football cleat,
What the fuck?
his Adidas football cleat back when he was a rookie. And
How do
so
you
if
verify that kind of thing?
Yeah, so eBay now has a authenticity verification system
Wow.
now on eBay. So the card gets sent to a verifier, and then they look at everything, and then once it's verified, then they sent it to the buyer. If it's not verified, it's sent back to the seller. But yeah, that's just my eBay store. I do a lot of baseball cards, football,
That is really cool.
basketball.
Now, do you know personally? You just been doing it so long. You know which ones are valuable, or do you do searches to figure it out?
Yeah, searches. I'm also in a trading card, a coaching group. There's about 80 of us. It's called Major League Profits. And so we have Zoom meetings every Tuesday, and we talk about, what's hot to buy. And so that's another big thing, too, that's really helped me is just coaching and having the right coaches in business. And so, yeah, that's my little side hustle. That's really what I invest in right now. So
That's pretty awesome, man.
yeah, game plan is, next to go into, the Airbnbs, the real estate, and I haven't really gotten into stocks. I didn't get into NFTs.
Cryptocurrencies.
I got into crypto. Yeah, I got into Bitcoin. I sold a Bitcoin. But
How important is it to take risks on these investments? Do you ever take a risk and then it just doesn't work out?
oh, absolutely. It's like 50-50.
Oh, it's
but
like
you gotta-
50-50. Okay.
Yeah, but you got to play. You got to roll the dice, right? That's how you get the jackpot. So it's a numbers game, But if you price it competitively, then those stuffs will just fly off the shelves.
And so you manage your assets and finances very well, but you also use a lot of gambling and lottery references. So this is
That's my grandpa.
I was gonna say,
back in the 1970s, man.
Yeah, do you
He was
actually
a big gambler.
Do you play? Do you gamble or bet?
Never got into casinos. It's
No.
not my life.
Nope.
Never got into bars, the club scene, the
Texas
casino
Hold'em?
scene, Texas Hold'em.
Fantasy
no.
football,
I
anything
did,
like that?
I did 1 year of fantasy. I love football.
Okay.
Philadelphia Eagles is my team. We're having a great year this year. We're 10-1 so far. So,
Hell yeah.
but yeah, man, football's my thing too. I love watching football. Played 1 year of fantasy, but never really stuck with it because it was terrible. I had a bad year and lost all my money. So that was a bad gamble. You win some, you lose some.
What kind of advice would you give to someone who has a gambling problem?
Cut it out.
Cut
You
it
got to
out.
disconnect
Disconnect.
right now. Right you got to detach. That's the advice that I would give them. Right, it's an attachment issue that they have.
An attachment issue.
Right. Yeah. So, you got to
I like
detach. I had a girl I was just with like 2 months ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I got with her for like one night, and she's like, the next day she's talking about terms of service. And I'm like, do I look like an electronic to you, or like
So
what
you
terms
said
of service?
you got with her as like a client or as like in
not
a romantic
client.
way?
Yeah, it's a romantic.
Right, okay.
Like this was a girl out in Ireland.
Mhm.
Yeah, that I saw.
And so afterwards, she's like, "So these are my conditions.
These are
and
my
then-
conditions. These are the terms of service. You know.
You're like, slow down. Who are you?
I'm like, that's a headache already. You got to detach.
So what do you do? Do you just go like ghost her? Or just tell her straight up, like, "Hey, not gonna work out."
Yeah. So like, the next day she just confessed, I'm in love with you. I'm in
Damn,
love with
bro.
you.
After a
she
day?
she lives in Spain.
Oh shit.
I'm like, how are we gonna make this work? I'm in New Mexico. So yeah, I didn't get back to her. It'll take me a week. I didn't get back to her. I'll say sometimes it'll take 2 weeks.
Nice, man.
But yeah, man, I just couldn't do it.
What are the top 3 traits you look for in a woman, like a partner, like if you were to have a wife or a
Yeah, I think number 1's in integrity, doing the right thing. I think number 2 is loyalty. I think, it could go so many different ways. I think number 3 is just being ambitious, being a go-getter, somebody that knows, what she wants in her life. It's so hard, especially in this state, to find like female business owners. There's like no girls really talking about business here. So
yeah, it's
you got to go to the Midwest.
it's
man,
gonna
to
go
find...
be a journey to find guests here in Albuquerque.
Right. So yeah, that's really what I look for. I look for somebody that's, that has the right heart,
That's kind of at your level
what
too,
it
with
comes down to. Yeah, and they got to play in the same league.
playing the same league.
You got to be in the same league. But yeah, man, that will take time.
Yeah.
I haven't settled. It's been years since I've settled, but I'm waiting for the right one.
Okay.
So.
Do they try and make you settle down?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I said,
That's the game that
after-
goes, right?
Dude, after the first night, they become, my auntie says, they become bed bugs.
Wow.
They're like bed bugs. I don't want no bed bugs.
How do you kick them out?
You cut them off. You detach. You let them go. You let them fly away.
And if they really,
You got to be a heartbreaker, sometimes.
yeah, it's tough. It's
Alright.
tough to be a heartbreaker, man.
It's tough.
I didn't know you were such a bad guy. Is your grandpa still gambling?
My grandpa has passed. He died from cancer, unfortunately. Yeah, years ago. I didn't really get to know him too much because when he passed, I think I was like 4 or 3, so. But he was a good man, dude. Business savvy, super ambitious. Another just brilliant business mind, my grandpa. And he loved to take risks. He was a big gambler. So
Taking
I think
that trip over to this other country was a pretty big gamble.
absolutely. Yeah, it's an unknown world. It's unfamiliar territory. And you don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think in life you have to remain curious. I think if you stay curious, life never gets boring, So that's one of my messages too, is just stay curious.
And you did kind of like demonstrate that when we were setting up and doing sound tests, you started asking me questions like
for
how
sure,
you said you
man.
do with your portraits. I was like, this is interesting because
Yeah,
I'm usually the one.
you want to understand the why. You know, ultimately, that's what it comes down to. Why are you doing this? You know.
Well, I mean, are you asking me again, like why I'm doing this podcast?
That's a good question.
It is a good
Now,
question.
What's your why?
My why is I do want to navigate my way out of just regular odd jobs and establish, my own financial situation where I do run my own business and I do what I like doing. And for me, that's music, but it is also more than that because I'm going to need to step up more than just playing. There's a lot of different angles. So the podcast, in my mind, was a really, really good way to, one, start working with cameras, teaching myself videography. 2, starting to network and learn the community, meeting people like you, and humbling myself and asking you questions because you're obviously like in that league that I want to play in. So there's really no better way than to just set that ego aside and kind of just soak up who's already doing it and who's already done it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, networking, learning about the actual equipment and marketing, and I just think it creates on like a foundational level a more professional type of look on the internet. I think having something like a podcast, or if you're a musician, like an EPK, an electronic portfolio kit, or like how you've got, which is like a banging Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And a website as well. You've got your showcase through your website. Like, that's what makes people take you more seriously, I think, as a professional instead of an amateur. And that's what I want to do. I want to be professional at this. I'm playing the long game. So one of my risks is like, I've taken out a lot of my own time and my money. 2 of these bedrooms in my house are for the podcast, and I don't really use that third bedroom for me to sleep in. So I'm not really like, I don't really even have a bedroom or a closet in my own house.
Wow.
So we'll see what happens. But that's why I'm doing it, because I want to meet people like you. I want to learn from people like you, and I want to network and wiggle my way out of the like the drone worker force. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome. That's
But yeah.
awesome, man.
Sorry, that was kind of a long answer.
Oh no, it's great. It means you're passionate about it. You have to be passionate about anything that you do. If you don't have the passion for it, why waste?
Yeah.
You gotta love it.
I think that revisiting the cameras for sure is, I did a lot of like stupid films in high school and stuff too. So like, it's just
I
like,
did the same thing.
and then they're still on YouTube, and I had a skateboard channel where it's even got a few hundred subscribers now. And like one of the videos took off at like, I think it's got like 400,000 views right now.
No kidding.
Yeah, dude, it's just a how to skateboard video. It's like how to nightmare flip. Let's go check it out. But
This
it's
is
like one of
your
those
videos.
Yeah, and this is the thing, is I was making it authentically for fun, just putting out videos on YouTube as a teenager, like, just the cameras are fun, the YouTube is fun. Let me type I think.
Are you getting paid on promotion?
No,
ads
the
for
thing
this
is it was an old Yahoo skate flip out. It was an old Yahoo email attached to the YouTube, and I lost the Yahoo email account, so I don't actually have rights over this account anymore. How to nightmare flip, skate flip out. Skate flip out is the channel. Let's see. How to nightmare flip. Well, that's the channel for sure. Yeah, how to nightmare flip. Or maybe it wasn't 400,000. Maybe it's closer to 300. Was it 270?
Wow, it's still. I mean,
I don't know.
viral.
It's $250,000. But it's me skateboarding, doing a how to. It's got a lot of
This is
hate.
what
Telling.
year?
Yeah, I don't even know. 2000. What was it?
14 years ago.
14 years ago.
Wow.
So I was doing stuff for fun, and this is like one of the things where I had to revisit, like reanalyzing my life. Like, okay, I got a degree. I taught abroad. I tried teaching here. I've tried a few different things, but what do I really like doing? And I go and look at like that, like if I can do that for fun and it just happens, what can I do if I put my focus into something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the pieces for me start to fall together with the music and videography. And so I was like, well, the podcast just makes sense.
You mentioned focus. I think focus now today is more important than talent, to be honest. With all with all these distractions.
Absolutely.
Dude,
I see people killing it online all the time, and not to bash on them, they're not pop stars or superstars. They're moderately average in their talent.
Yep.
But it's that grind and that dedication and that rapport they create with their online community that really drives drives their business or their project home. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's the consistency, you know. I was in this business group this last year, and one of the guys had mentioned, he said, you have to be freakishly consistent. And that just stuck with me. So you can't just be consistent. You have to be freakishly
Baking
consistent,
the habits in the right way into your life. That's the stage I'm at, is like trying to recorrect the bad habits and replace them with the good habits. And it's a tedious process, you know.
Yep, absolutely. We're on our own journey. You know what I mean?
Do you have any bad habits?
Bad habits. Do I have any bad habits? Let's see. I mean, I eat really clean.
That was something I'm curious about too. Yeah, like,
But I got a bad sugar habit. I love sugar.
it's yeah. There's been studies that sugar's more enticing to mice than cocaine. They'll choose
Yeah.
refined sugar over cocaine.
Yeah. So I'd say that would be a bad habit, man, as I go back to that sugar sometimes. I like sugar candy bars, nerds, and gummy worms, and other bad habits. I'm very organized for the most part, but there's sometimes, you know, where I just leave stuff out and it just gets to me. I'm like a neat freak, you know. So just leaving stuff out and stuff, organizational, you know, stuff.
It's kind of
I got a lot to handle. I'm running like a huge machine, you know, so just keeping everything organized is a task in its own.
Yeah.
So that's not a bad habit. Can be, you know, sometimes get disorganized.
Do you have any help with that, like an assistant that helps you with organization?
Yeah, I have, like I said, 3 other photographers that will help me free up that time to give me more time to really.
But are
know.
you the one scheduling it and making the work schedule?
Yeah, I have a receptionist that handles all the office
Nice.
stuff and the scheduling and the phone calls, and so that takes a huge load off my chest.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw one of these up real quick. Did you ever go hunting?
Hunting.
You said you're a lover.
Yeah, let me see. I shoot.
You shoot?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I just thought that
That
was a
bird
cool
was
video.
flying pretty, just slowly cruising there.
Yeah.
It was just kind of chilling there.
So,
I've never seen a bird fly that slowly.
well, I think because from the camera frame, as if like, for example, we're the camera, the bird is flying from behind us to the front of us, and that's why it's blurry. So it appears like it's not going as fast as it might have been because it's just going like straight from the camera point of view.
You
That's
know,
what-
it's
You said you
cool that
shoot?
it's cool that you showed me this video because in Ireland I was doing some falconry classes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so it's where you get
What?
falcons. You have
Yeah, I
a
know.
little glove, right?
You just keep
But
getting
dude, I
more and more
just-
fascinating.
That's funny that you pulled up this video because I was just handling some hawks, and the hawks, they come from New Mexico, Texas,
Wow.
and
So you reunited.
Arizona, I think Colorado here, the Four Corners. But yeah, it's so funny. I went out to Ireland, and they're like, "Oh yeah, these birds come from New Mexico."
Wow.
I'm like, "Wow." Yeah, so
And had you done falconry before that?
that was my first time. Yeah, so you pay like $100, and then you have like a little tour guide, and he takes you on this trail for about an hour long, and you come with some food, and you just put it on your glove.
Big glove, right?
Yep,
Big,
and
thick
then you
glove.
send the bird out,
That's
and then
so
they come
cool.
back for the food, and then
Oh,
you put
whoa.
it back. They go back out into the tree, and it's just back and forth, and incredible experience. I highly recommend it if you haven't done it. Falconry.
Yeah, she says that Ireland trip sounds epic. Yeah, it sure does. With falconry, like straight up.
It's your receptionist, a bed bug. That's
I wasn't gonna read that
Hilarious.
one, but that's your discretion there. You can feel free to answer or
that's
not.
so funny. We'll
No,
keep going.
so much man catch birds. So we watch the frame again and see the bird's blurry, and I think it is probably flying pretty fast. Ooh, yeah. See, because he has to move his arm backwards to catch that bird.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Nature, man, is just.
And you said you shoot like guns too?
Yeah, I just picked up a carbine
Dang.
just the other week, actually. So, yeah, Ruger is my first kind of assault rifle.
Nice.
So,
Where do you shoot? Like out in the desert or at ranges?
yeah, just ranges. and then I'll go out with my buddies, out and wherever.
Nice.
So
Concerts, schools. No, I'm just playing. Only in America. No, you're a super nice guy. Let's see. Tables have turned. Do you ever go mountain biking?
I got into mountain biking a couple years ago, and then I had a flat tire and never got that tire back up and going. So,
Oh man.
but I do have some buddies that are really into it, and it's great exercise.
There was a video we watched way at the beginning of the podcast in one of the first episodes where a man was getting chased by a bear, and he was on his bike, and I found one where the tables have turned.
He goes into it.
I got a bear down the road.
No kidding.
Come here, bear.
What?
He's just chasing the bear.
That's wild, man.
Yeah, man. The adrenaline in this guy, he's freaking out right
Jeez.
now. You
Oh,
hear him
it's just-
cackling.
He's in the moment.
Yeah, dude.
That's how he's
'Cause
living.
that thing could probably kill him if it was on the other side. So, I mean, maybe he's realizing I do have to scare it away like this for it to not come around and chase me.
There's a great message, though, in that video, man. It's just to
What
be
is that?
fearless. Just to be fearless.
See how he ends.
You alright?
That's it.
That's how I used to approach hills as a kid,
That's how you should approach hills.
That's how I used to approach the hills as
Like-
a little kid. And it's like, if you put me on a bike on a big old hill like that, never in a million years would I attempt to do that. But, dude, as a little kid, no fear.
That's interesting
You're just
too,
in the moment.
I see videos of like kids skateboarding and flying up in the air, and like there is this kind of fearlessness to children, and it's because they just kind of are in the moment of learning their physics of what's going on, and it's awesome. Like,
That's a beautiful thing about kids. They're not living in the past. They're not worried about the future. They're just in the now. It's the beautiful thing about kids. That's awesome.
yeah.
What about you? Do you do mountain biking?
I have one. I haven't in a hot minute. Last time I took the dog out was probably in spring
Yeah.
around the
Oh,
neighborhood.
wow.
hmm The car drives into fireworks store.
I think I might have.
It is
Dude,
probably-
there's some crazy fireworks stuff.
Yeah.
I have not seen this one.
Oh, let me turn the volume on.
The fireworks place, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah, man. I think the insurance would probably be nuts to have a business like that.
At night, dude, it's got to be even worse.
And then there's a part 2. It just keeps going. I don't think this is staged. I think a car is genuine. Oh, yep.
Oh, no, it's for
I
real.
got that this morning. It's got taken down this morning. Wow.
That's on TikTok.
Censorship
I
is
saw
hard.
you're on Facebook. Yeah, I got censored. I've been banned on Facebook.
Hey, you
for the
have
last
been
month.
banned on
Yeah,
Facebook?
Accounts
What?
restricted. I can't go live for the last
What?
month. Can't advertise.
May I ask, what did you do? What'd you say?
I
Don't say it
posted
again.
for Halloween. I posted Hunter Biden in his little crack. They had the Spirit Halloween costumes,
Yeah, man.
and so it just had him, dude, in his underwear with his sunglasses.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And then over there, it just said to the side. So I posted that,
Uh-huh.
and dude, Instagram and Facebook
That's nuts,
restricted
man.
my account.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, and so
That seems
I
like
haven't.
some-
I still can't go live.
That doesn't seem very fair. that
It's
seems like almost an
crazy,
obstruction
man.
of
It's
free
that
speech.
CCP going on.
That's
It's-
our
It's
version of it.
infiltrating America.
Yeah, it's questionable for sure. And I actually playing off of that, I think Elon Musk, having reinstated Twitter, just unbanned Trump. Trump has not tweeted yet, but I believe it was the two big phones like Android and Apple were saying we're going to pull Twitter from our app stores. And Elon Musk responded with, I'm building my own phone and I'll put Twitter on my app store.
Right.
Which kind of to me says like he was planning on that the whole time. He
Interesting.
knew they were going to threaten to take Twitter off of the Android and Apple store.
That's
Google.
really interesting.
And so I'm pretty sure Elon Musk is going to be making a phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Real soon here.
Apple's been having a real issue with it. They've been talking about taking it off of the App Store.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So it's wild, man. He's shaking it up, but I love it.
Do you think he's the
'cause-
Antichrist? Have you
Do I
seen that
think he's
photo
the
from Halloween where he was
Antichrist?
wearing? He was wearing a Baphomet. Like, I don't know. You said you read the Bible.
I have not. I've not seen that video.
Can we
or
pull up that?
anything.
It's a Elon Musk's Halloween costume.
But I like what he's doing, man. He's
He's a-
bringing a lot of these voices back, dude. I've been silenced like
That's
shadow banned.
unfortunate.
I've been shadow banned.
You seem
on
so
Facebook
professional and
in-
so kind,
yeah.
and like your message is like truly nothing bad. It's all like love, like you said, bringing out the best in people through their portraits. Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
Cameron. I don't know what we're checking. Yeah, see, there we go. So this is what he wore for Halloween, and I think people were questioning like, what is this from? Is this from an anime? Is this from a cosplay? And no one could find what it is. It's
That's
just
his current profile photo on.
yeah.
his
So if we zoom in on
Twitter,
the
right?
chest of it, let's go to that photo, kind of like just to the left of his hand, where he's looking straight on.
Well, there's
Right here.
obviously some symbolism, right, going on here. There's some
Yeah, it's
some
hard to see.
intention behind whatever he's wearing.
It's a pentagram with a goat on it.
That's
Yeah.
wild, man. So
Why can't we see that zoom? That's nuts. Elon Musk's. Yeah, there we go. We can probably zoom in on that. Bam. And an upside down cross.
oh wow.
Yeah, so I mean, as active as he is with
Surprise! Elon Musk's plans to buy Twitter are back on. The Tesla CEO's lawyer.
Sorry, Cameron. Fighting over the mouse over here. See, I've got a mouse and he's got a mouse, but we can only control one mouse, so sometimes we get stuck. But yeah, I don't know. I just find it fascinating that he would wear that for
Yeah,
Halloween.
I never saw that. So it's
Yeah,
definitely interesting.
upside down cross. It's got the goat of Mendez, or I don't know, Baphomet. I don't know what that is.
I don't know, man. Red
Yeah.
flag.
I don't know. There's a whole thing he's got going on. All these working gears to his master plan seem to be like, what's going on? He's digging tunnels down this way. He's trying to send rockets up that way, which to me says he's exploring. And then not only is he doing the Neuralink to hook up to maybe Starlink with his new phone thing, like there's a whole bunch of shit he's got his hand in. It's like, it seems like he's trying to take over the world to me, man.
Dude, I can't even
I might be a
wrap
little-
my head around it.
I might be a little conspiracy theorist here, but
oh,
I
for
mean,
sure.
yeah,
That looks like the path he's taking.
he's an interesting
World
character.
domination, man,
There was a joke he made with Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary was like, because he's like got like a third baby mama, Elon, and Kevin was like, "Why are you having so many kids?" And Elon said, Mars has to have people somehow. Got to populate Mars somehow.
Oh, he's funny. That's what I like about him too, man. He's got a good sense of humor.
You got a pretty good sense of humor too. So I'm gonna play this next one, and then this is kind of workout inspiration, right? Have you ever been inspired by Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Absolutely.
I think this is a pretty awesome video I found.
Look at that.
The feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the
Hold on. Let me. Yeah, I'll let Cameron manage that.
Dude,
Thanks.
I understand, man. I get it. I
Yeah,
know what
this-
he's talking about.
The volume. So it's an older video of Arnold. He looks like he's got long, luscious hair.
backstage when I pump up, when I pose out in front of 5,000 people, I get the same feeling. So I'm coming day and night. I mean, it's terrific, right? So, I'm in heaven. I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling of coming
All day.
backstage when I pump up, when I pose out in front of 5,000 people. I get the same feeling. So I'm coming day and
Yeah,
night.
so I don't mean to play it. He's a cool cat, man. He's one of these characters, the celebrities I can really like look at and go, man, this is a cool guy. Like his story all the way through.
Dude, legend, man. Terminator. I mean, just incredible.
Does the gym make you that happy?
It has in the past. I've gone to. I understand what he's talking about. But I don't think I'm that attached now. I think I've disconnected a little bit. But
Would you say exercise in the gym is a good way to like combat depression and anxiety states?
absolutely, yeah. I think if you're just sitting, if you're just stuck, that's an easy way to get depressed. If you're sitting, you're not. There's no action. Like I said, you're in action. So yeah, getting up and moving, and there's endorphins are real. There's a sense of accomplishment, as soon as you get out from the gym. And ultimately, I think health is number one. If you don't have your health, I mean, forget everything else. And that's what it starts with. Your health is your number one,
What about your sleep? How do you value your sleep? Because you said you stay up till 3 doing edits, and then you work all day.
Yeah, I used to be like a night owl, man. I mean, my normal sleep schedule is like 2, 3 o'clock. I'd be up on eBay stores, browsing online and stuff. Since I've gotten back from my trip, my circadian rhythm is completely reset. Now I'm getting a good full, I'm going to sleep at like 10, 10:30, 11 now.
Okay.
This is a lot better for like the last couple weeks.
Hell yeah.
So, dude, sleep's so important because that's really when you get to wash, your brain. If you're not getting that full 8 hours, man, I mean, the next day is just it's a drag. It's a struggle.
It is. I've actually been doing probably for like the last 2.5, 3 months now. It's been a solid like 4 hours a night, 2 or 3 during the day.
Really?
And some days I skip. And
Wow.
and some nights it might be 5 hours. But like
Jeez.
I have actually at this point, because of my work schedule and doing things like this, and again, could that circadian rhythm, I think, balances it out in those halfway. It's called a biphasic sleeping schedule.
Huh.
Yeah, and it takes about a month to get used to. But like the traveling you did, like I'd like to do that. It was a year, like a once or twice a year thing for me, anyways. And then again, staying up late, it just makes more sense for me,
Mm-hmm.
But it can make the day a drag. Some days.
Dude, it's so important, man, that you get those 8 hours in for sure.
I agree. And the thing is that my uncle always says, listen to the body.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling you about my uncle, who's the main guest we got. And he says, like, do not violate the body. Listen to the body. If you're tired, sleep. If you're hungry, eat. And like, it really will tell you what's going on.
Right.
So.
Yep. Well, that's great advice.
Do you ever sleep during the day or take naps?
For sure. I think it definitely gets the best of us. Especially if you're really grinding in the afternoons, I mean, I like to take those little quick 15-minute power naps. I don't like to over nap.
Gotcha.
But yeah, just keep it short. Like I said, just listen to your body. So,
what is astronomical unit? I'm looking at your hat. I'm actually just now processing it for the first time.
Yeah, Billionaire Boys Club makes the hat. Billionaires Boy Club. It's Pharrell Williams.
Oh shit.
It's his brand. It's one of my favorite brands, clothing brands, just growing up.
Okay.
And so, dude, just space, exploration of space.
Nice.
On my bucket list is to be like an astronaut. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, just the galaxy is
You think
so
you'll be able to get up there?
fascinating. NASA and everything that they do. Dude, it's on my bucket list, man. One day. I'd love to. Maybe Elon Musk can take me up there. We'll see.
It might be a possibility, like high atmospheric commercial tourism,
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So that's what it is. It's a Billionaire Boys Club, Pharrell Williams. And he was just one of my biggest inspirations growing up. I just thought he was the coolest cat. I loved Nerd growing up, listening to their music, Neptunes, everything that they did. So just huge Pharrell fan.
I think the first time I was exposed to him was for the Daft Punk Get Lucky. I was a
Daft Punk. I mean, he's had so many amazing collaborations. So yeah, shout out to Pharrell.
Right on, man. You never know who's gonna watch eventually. She asks, how do you recover faster after gym from AVRSUA?
Yeah, so it's the right nutrition, it's the proper sleep. My approach to my diet is I try to eat the rainbow. So
What?
yeah, so you want to get your reds in, whether that's tomatoes, anything that you could eat for reds that are good vegetables.
Eat the rainbow.
Eat the rainbow. Oranges, your Roy G.
okay.
Biv, you got orange. You got your yellows, your bananas, you got your greens. So you want to try and get, every color of the food spectrum.
Yeah, like
Because every food, because
I keep throwing that at you, man. It's making you laugh. It's funny.
So that's my approach. And then just making sure you're getting in the right amount of protein. And then BCAAs, your branched chain amino acids, I think is really important. So
Okay.
I'm in stretching, massage therapy. I try to do 1 or 2 massage sessions a week, at least 2 a month. And that really kind of breaks up a lot of that tissue.
Okay.
And so, yeah, massage therapy is huge.
2 things that I've noticed on these recovery sessions, and that's from a sauna to an ice bath, and then another one is different types of fasting, whether it's eating 3 days out of the week and skipping one, 2, or doing the intermittent fasting where you got a 6-hour window. Have you done any of that, and what do you think of it?
Yeah, haven't done intermittent fasting. You know, I like to play in the sauna, in the steam room.
Okay.
Ice baths are cool. I hate them.
You hate them.
I don't do them.
You don't do them, but
not,
you have before.
It's not a part of my morning routine.
Gotcha.
You know, but I have done them, dude. And shit, it's just not for me. So.
Gotcha. But the saunas and the massage.
I love the hot stuff, man.
Okay.
You know, like I'm a summer person over a winter person. So.
Do you have a jacuzzi in your house, in your backyard?
I wish. That's on my bucket list. I'll make that
Nice.
happen. That's next.
Do you? How long is your bucket list, man? Is it you got it written out physically at home or somewhere? Or is it just
I don't have it written out. It's all in my head.
Okay.
You know, drive rally cars, and there's just so much. So
Okay.
much.
And there's definitely been things in the past that were on your list that you've already hit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
What are some of those big bucket list ticks that you've already gotten to say, I did that?
Yeah. My biggest thing, my biggest focus before I hit my 30s was just to do $1 million in sales for the studio. And so this last year,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
we did just over $1 million
In a year?
in a year. Yeah.
Wow.
And 2 years before, we were just under that. And so that was just my biggest thing, man, that I wanted to cross off. I said I wanted to be running like $1 million business before I hit 30.
That is legit, dude.
You know, I want to do that. And so that was the biggest thing. And dude, just the dream car that I had, the S2000 that I got. I always wanted that car. Just crossing that one off the bucket list.
Was it hard to find? Was
That
deal hard to make?
that one has a Jay's Racing body kit and just all the work that went into it in California. So that was a special car. Bucket list, man.
Because I have physically written them out. I actually took pen to paper when I was 15 or 16 for the first time, and I wrote probably 12 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And of those was like play a show in front of 1,000 people, ride a hot air balloon, go to China. And I mean, like, those are 3 that I've done, right? And of course I have to create bigger ones now.
Yep.
But yeah, if you have any others, I find it very fascinating.
Yeah, there's so many. I'd like to write a book. I'd like to publish a book, you know. I'd like to get into coaching maybe in 10 years, public speaking maybe 10 years from now.
You do a great job on the mic. I'll tell you that, man. It's very well composed. You're very articulate. There's not really many speech errors like ums and buts.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah, I studied a lot of like speech and linguistics in college, so like I like to listen into that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I think it's important.
Public speaking is so important.
It's the number one fear too, is public speaking. It's actually
It is.
the number one fear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually kind of shocked how calm and composed I am here on the mic because, dude, anytime I get in front of like a big crowd or a big audience and stuff, I just eats me alive.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but dude, you're an amazing interviewer. So,
Oh, thanks, man.
yeah.
I got a comment a while back. It was maybe 2 months ago on one of my uncle's videos, and it says, Val needs his own podcast. Tyler's interviewing skills aren't that great. They could use some work. And I mean, like, hey, that's fair criticism. I appreciate that very much. I commented back. I was like, yeah, we'll have him on as often as we can, and thanks for the feedback. So
That's good.
You know, I do go into looking into other places like how to ask better questions. I mean, one of my favorites is Tony Hinchcliffe. Kind of spills up his interview stuff like, what's the weirdest thing in your fridge is something he asks.
Huh.
So I'll ask you that now. What's the weirdest thing in your fridge?
What's the weirdest thing in my fridge?
Yeah.
It's loaded with meal prep. Like really, man, as far as weird things, because I'm not like a big cooker because all my food's prepped for me. So
okay. Do you prep your
weirdest
own food or do you have
thing.
someone do it for you?
Yeah, one of my best friends from high school, that's his side business. He does personal training, and then it's called Heart and Soul Meal Prep.
So you pay him
Here in
and he does the
Albuquerque,
service
yeah.
for you?
And so I just give him, $100 every Sunday, and then he brings the meals for me, gives me about 9 to 10 meals every week, and that just really keeps me grounded for the rest of the week.
That's a good deal.
It's a great deal.
That's like $12.50 a day, right?
Yeah, it's about 12. Yeah, and then that's what I'm spending. I'm spending about $10 to $20 every time I go out, to fast food or anything. So
Yes, this is the habit that and you get what, 1 meal a day out of that service, or is it?
yeah, one meal or two. But but it just most importantly just saves me time.
You might have to send me his contact
Oh,
information
for sure.
because I'm in this
Yeah.
quandary where I'm so sick of cooking and paying out for food and the time it takes too. And I'm like, I enjoy cooking. It's one of the things I thought I might do as a career, but like I like to do it for me, you know.
Yeah, it's a great
But
skill,
it takes
man.
so much time.
Yep, that's the thing. I mean, just thinking about just the time thinking into what you're going to be eating, right?
Oh, I mean, if you're even
So-
gonna like make your own sauce, like just that, you're like, I want it to be a dish with my. That's a whole thing in itself.
It's a whole nother can of worms.
So you don't have any weird stuff in your fridge. Mostly just meal prep.
I don't have anything. I cannot think of a weird thing that I have in my fridge. I swear to God. I just maybe have some weird cheese. That's the only thing I might think that might be weird. Other than that, man, very healthy. Just lots of fruits and vegetables.
No.
You know, I think of your body as it's like a computer.
Okay.
And you're either putting in bad software updates, you know, every time you eat sugar or candy, and then your body's slowing down. That's when your body starts to glitch. Or you could look at it as your body's a supercomputer. Everything that you're putting in are good software updates, you know. So it's what you input. Either inputting good or it's bad. So
Yeah, I definitely would like to try and eat better. I think what benefit is carbs? Do you stay away from bread, or do you eat rice and potatoes?
yeah, more rice and potatoes.
Is it more sweet potatoes than potatoes?
Sweet potatoes, both.
Both of them.
Yeah, but more sweet
The
potatoes.
thing I think thematically I'm coming across is like carbs are good, but it's like keep them limited to like a potato or a rice, right? Is that okay?
Right. Yeah, you know, you got your healthy carbs.
Man, I was baking cookies 3 nights ago, my friend.
Oh, nothing wrong, dude. It's that
I
time of
know.
season. Sugar cookies,
Yeah,
you know.
Snickers.
Santa's coming into town.
I had to practice, you know. So it's like shit. But yeah, definitely I think the bread, I think that's probably bad, right?
Yeah.
All around.
Yeah.
Do you ever eat bread and wheat and stuff like that, or do you have very strict diet?
Yeah, I try to keep the bread, you know, to a minimum. Like I'm more about my fruits and my veggies more than anything. But you know, you still got to have your breads and some of your fats.
Okay.
So this is streaming on Twitch.
Yeah, it is streaming on Twitch. We don't really ever have viewers. This is actually our first like live viewer. Well, I mean, we've had a couple in the past, but it's not me.
Thanks so much for being on, Abersua.
Aversua, yeah, she's commenting. It's cool because eventually, I mean, I'd like to see like all that engagement from lots of different people. That's going to make it very interactive. But yeah, so
She's cool. She's really engaged. Huh?
she is. She gave me a good piece of advice to make like a podcast trailer where I take a lot of the highlights and put some background music to it and it's a really good idea.
Nice.
So I think I'm gonna definitely take her up on that idea. She says, "Yo, sexy jawline, you're hitting on my guests. I know it ain't my jawline." Let's see. Nice. How to trap Black Friday lady is in Apple Store. Let's see what this one does. So this is America's Apple Store problems.
That's my favorite word.
She's mad.
This is why we don't go to the Apple Store.
She out of her mind. I don't know,
Hey,
man.
man, she's just entertaining, bro. I love it.
Yeah, she's mad at something for products, but she fuck you, and I've never been that mad at
So my
people in
favorite,
public.
one of my favorite words in the English dictionary.
Is it?
It's my favorite curse word.
Let's see
I know
how
where she's coming from.
often you guys look at each other. Okay, so these are from the older episodes here. Let's see. Let's see. You said you do some traveling?
Not as much as I like to. I've done some.
Let's see what this one is. Nope, this is random. Oh.
Let me ask you a question. How often do you guys look at each other? Not every time you fucking come in here.
For real.
It's just, you
Dude,
should
I
do it
swear,
once a
man.
month. You see bros taking videos and
terrible.
stuff in the gym.
bro. It's all ego, man.
Is it? You don't do it?
No.
I don't think I ever see. I see all your portraits on your profile page, and I see like cars and dogs. I don't think I ever see.
I don't know, zero fitness stuff, and I'm in the gym constantly.
yeah.
I maybe post like 1 or twice like on my personal page a year, but dude, that's all ego, man.
Do you think so? You don't think it helps motivate people?
I think to some degree you have to have some ego, to go somewhere, but it's you're either in your ego or you're in your spirit, It's one of the two. It's all ego driven. I love that grandpa though, man.
He's at the gym too, which is awesome.
But yeah, it's you're in for the wrong thing. You're not here to take photos.
Some gyms,
if they want to take photos, they come to my photography studio.
Well, see, here's the thing. do you know a guy on social called Joey Swole?
Yes.
Yeah, he's huge, and he has a lot of the gym etiquette. I mean, I would go based off what he says. First of all, they're in a locker room, so they probably shouldn't be doing it. And second of all, we don't. This old guy's probably in the right. That they probably should not be filming in the locker room.
I'm not here to judge. I don't judge.
I don't know.
I'm only here for a limited period of time on planet Earth. Why would I spend my time here judging, right?
I don't know. These are angry friends. These are interesting. This is an interesting dynamic.
If you need help, then why don't you just ask me? I'll help you.
Look at that sunburn, man.
Yeah.
That dude's so ashy, bro.
It's like a nice fight.
It's like he just got out of some chalk.
Yeah, like he was wearing a V-neck and he fell asleep on a suntanning chair or something.
I don't know what happened to him, man.
But he's so mad. He said, "If you wanted help, why didn't you just ask me?" And he's like throwing his money and his EBT card at him.
The drama.
Did you ever get chiropractic work done?
Yep. Yeah, for sure. You?
I have in the past, yeah. Not recently.
And out.
Oh, wow. I've never seen that technique.
What was that frame at the end?
That was a weird frame. I gotta find the right chiropractor to do that one on me.
Looking at the placement of...
Wow.
Thinking of the anatomy of the human shoulders and the way, like, the legs and that actually looks like an extremely effective position to crack a back.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I've been there.
More Ohio back cracking. These are some of my favorites.
These chiropractic videos can get real viral, man. Wow. Oh, is that a sound effect added?
I don't think that's a sound effect.
It has to be.
You added. Think it is? I don't know. Let's speculate. Let's listen again.
Dude, it sounded like gunshots.
Honestly, it sounded like they added some cracks because that first crack has a small delay on it, like someone was editing it. Listen, yeah.
That sounds like a drive-by on Central, bro.
Yeah. Okay, that's a little much of that. Holy cow.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, we'll leave it off on that. That's Be safe out there if you're getting chiropractic work done.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, I do want your opinion on one last video. This masculine self-care video. You could tell me if this is something that you would do or not. Let's see. Where is it? There it is. I got a kick out of this one, dude.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
No?
Oh, just the sound of it, bro.
So actually, when you have a massage, is it a male masseuse or a female masseuse?
Female.
Okay. I know some men definitely prefer the men because they're like stronger and they need that extra big dudes. They need other big dudes to crack their back.
It's over the top, man. You didn't talk about customer service, bro. This might be the video to show. He's going over the top, man.
This is a service all out, like you were saying.
Above and beyond, bro.
Make your customer feel valued, like they're cared. When I saw this, I was like, "There's no, what a."
Dude, it's the all-in-one service.
It really is.
You get the haircut, the facial massage, the back massage, the hair,
the scalp scratcher.
Wow.
What the fuck, rollers?
Chiropractor too.
Oh man.
You're kidding me.
Big old bear hugs.
You're kidding me.
That's nonsense. That's nonsense. Okay, maybe not. That looks really
Part of the
nice.
service.
Yeah.
It's the gold package. It's a VIP.
How much do you think that service was worth? I'd say you probably paid $200 to $300 for that.
Let's see. You got the chiropractic. That's a $50 to $100 adjustment. You got the haircut. It's
All
another
of the
$20.
facial
You
products
got-
is probably.
I mean, dude, maybe like $200 in massages at least.
Okay, so yeah, this is probably a $500 plus.
It's probably like a $500 package.
Damn. Would you ever get it done?
Would I get it done? Maybe on a vacation.
I would try that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
would
not
see.
sure if I'd do that locally, but if I was out on some island and
No, yeah, I
had
wouldn't
somebody
do-
to provide that, and she was a pretty girl, yeah,
Yeah.
I might take her up on it.
And I wouldn't try it locally. That's hilarious, man. I'd be surprised if that was a local service here.
That's a great idea, though. Somebody's gonna start that. I've never seen that.
No,
I've
no,
never
yeah.
seen that. Do
It's
all
that
in one like
creative
that.
element, and the people are always trying to figure out what they can do to put the spice on their own little business.
Yeah,
You know, that viral video goes like
that
that.
guy's found his recipe. You know, he knows himself. So
Right on. Well, hey, we're definitely at that 2-hour mark, and I so much appreciate your time, Justin Jew. Thanks for coming on today.
thank you so much, man. I'm so grateful. And
Yeah.
it's been awesome. I had so much fun today. So
Is
thanks
there-
so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there any last places you want to point the audience other than your website or your Instagram? Any last things you want
Yeah.
to promote or shout out?
Yeah, just justinjew.com. That's my main website. My email address is jewjustin@gmail.com. You could just find me on Instagram. That's my main thing is Instagram, Justin Jew. I have a portrait page, and then I have my personal page, and then I'm on Facebook as well. That's the main thing to get a hold of me. So
Right on, guys. Hey, thank you so much, man.
thank
It
you.
was a pleasure.
Yep.